so oversteery in this section. Definitely need to adjust. Wow. No, it's with... I don't remember exactly how many liters, but it's for the longest 30-minute race. How is it going? How is Aragon for you?
Car 163, just at the fastest lap, 32.094. The fastest lap.
Nice, nice. I took a quick look once you said that you found it difficult. It seems that you are, at least in the lap that I checked, you were coming in too fast in the first section. You need to come in slower, prepare, come back to the right, so you have a good exit for the back straight. Well, another thing to have in mind that for those laps where I was setting best lap times, I was using quick reset, you know, so just doing the first lap over and over again. And the pressures are still low, so there's a bit more grip.
Car 163, just at the fastest lap, 31.104. You've got the fastest lap. hit the fastest lap.
I'm dealing quite okay with track limits now.
You've got the fastest lap. You just hit the fastest lap. You've got the fastest lap.
There's at least a tenth probably that I'm leaving in turn 1. Don't have a lot of confidence in the car.
Boxing 10. 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here. Go, go, go!
Let's try one more attempt on fresh tires.
got the fastest lap.
Okay, not perfect. Definitely could get into 29s. But not really in the mood. Happy with my off tracks though. Only 2 off tracks. And 16 laps, that's good. That's great. Just a bit too early on the throttle. Turn the car more and then get on throttle. Let's take a look at my lap from inside and outside. This can definitely be faster. I saw it in my Delta. Exit was decent, but I did not carry enough speed into the corner. This wasn't good as well, missed the apex. That is decent. Oh, over the limit delivery. Nice. On the limit, on the track limit. On the braking zone, cut the curb, and then on the exit as well. Decent. I'm surprised by how much I am comfortable with the limits. I did some laps on Monday and was just like getting off tracks or 2 off tracks every lap. Yeah, this one. This part. A bit early on the brakes, yeah, I tend to... I don't really have a marker here. Where is this thing? When I notice it, I brake, and sometimes I notice it too late. Right. Nicely on the limit as well. Curb sound destroying my ears. Okay, we have Lucas ready. Hello and good evening.
Hi. Hi.
Let's see if Discord share works today. It seems it does. Okay, lap 15.
Yep.
Let's see. Okay. One more thing. I'll switch scene in OBS as well. Yeah, should be fine. Okay, let's see. 0.982. Okay, it's not too bad. Uh-huh. I think a bit too early. Well, maybe I'll compare the line better in the telemetry. But here, very important to go out of this corner with a lot of speed, but it's tricky because it's still not a slow speed corner, so you still want to carry a lot of speed through the corner, but still the exit is very important because the straight is very long ahead. So I think kind of like maybe you're even turning in at the right time. This maybe it looks quite okay, but when this movement of getting the steering wheel 90 degrees maybe could have been a bit earlier, and then I think you even can clip that curb. I'll probably analyze it better in the telemetry, but it seems a bit too slow through the corner.
Yeah, I'm usually on this corner. I'm usually 2/10 of my personal best usually.
So you hit it nicely one time, right? And then can't replicate it.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see. Purchase. Okay, you could move, and I see you're wiggling a little bit on the in this braking zone, and it's because you're like balancing on the edge of the curb. I think if you move just a bit, you can move up even more if you're trying to extract everything, but move at least a bit so the tires are not on the edge of the curb.
Okay.
Because even on the onboard, let's see, braking and it kind of doesn't feel right. I think if I go faster, okay, no, well, feels off. The can't point it out, but it feels off.
I think you're right about the curb. It's probably more obvious in the next turn.
Okay, let's see. So here, okay, exit. On the exit, yeah, you could try probably going on the throttle earlier, and then here try to at least get on top of this curb, but ideally you can even jump a bit over it. So this would allow to get on throttle a bit earlier with a bit more speed, because here you're aiming a bit too tight. Aim a bit straighter to end up on the curb way earlier, and once you're comfortable with that, you can even jump a bit over it. Let's see. Yeah, you touch it a little bit, but definitely can do more. Get on it. Well, you will need to get used to that. It like unsettles the car a little bit, but it's fine. It's doable, and yeah, at least get on it, and then yeah, you can even get over it.
Okay. Sometimes it happens just automatically, so.
Yeah, I understand. Here I'd say that maybe you're braking a bit too late. And then what happens, I'd say you miss the apex a little bit. Ideally here, probably want to get to the first, maybe at the right time. Yeah, shifting to first probably at the correct time, but you need to get the car turned in about around this apex a bit tighter, and get on throttle as quickly as possible. Probably from this point, you probably want to start accelerating already. And here you're still doing a lot of turning. Yeah, this curb is can be tricky. The issue here, what happened is that you probably get on it with only the rear tires. Well, you got with both, but then when you got off, you know, only the rear tire actually is left on the curb, and the car is getting unsettled. You can get on it, ideally a bit later with the tighter turn radius here, and getting the car aimed a little bit more to the right. You can get on it. I do it sometimes. Depends on my exit. But the important thing is, once you get on it, be careful when getting off it. Like here, wondering which gear. Yeah, you're still in first gear, right? So at least get to the second, and then get off it, or at least not with this sharper angle. Just like slowly get off it, and then it will be fine. We'll see actually in telemetry how I'm doing this corner. With the Lambo, the car is completely different. This seems quite okay.
It's tricky to find the correct braking point because it's kind of in the middle between the 100 and the 50 marker, but not quite on the.
I brake probably not quite in the middle, but maybe like if it's 150, this is 100, maybe like 115 around here. Probably I start braking. Important thing to understand is that this is downhill, right? So you need to be braking a bit earlier. The car will not be stopping like in turn 1 where it's uphill, or even turn 3, I think it is turn 3, the last corner, where it's kind of flat, maybe uphill, just a bit uphill as well. Here, yeah, a bit earlier, even if we probably have not as much speed as in those other corners. Probably need to be a bit more patient because you're starting to get on throttle here, but I'd say try to lose less speed. Braking point is around right, and I think you're aiming nicely, but probably here you're braking too much and now getting back on throttle. I'd say here well, yeah, probably braking too much in this part. I'd say you'll see my braking here is like initial braking is like probably up to 50%, but straight down to like 20 or so, and keeping that 20 throughout the corner, lowering it little by little, and then probably around this point, you know, trying to get back to full throttle. Here it seems that, yeah, you're going a bit too slow through that corner. Downshift is fine, but it probably could happen a bit sooner, around this time. And yeah, try to turn. This is fine, turning in. Oh yeah, this downshift probably actually ruined things for you, because here you want to clip quite a lot of this curb, even get on the green part. It hooks the car in, actually gives more rotation, and yeah, the exit probably not too bad, but could be with a bit more speed. And here I'd say, yeah, probably a bit too tight on exit. Here you can use this part. It's tricky. You need to find the limits. That's not too bad actually. Here, yeah, maybe this part. You don't need to use that curb actually. You can get straight in the car earlier. Yeah. I think what put me off is try to remain on the curb a bit more and like stay keep the car like in the on the curb together. Well, follow the curb basically, right? So here you can see that you're turning a bit less than the curb. Stay on it. The line will be shorter. The curb is not losing you any speed or anything here, and then you can come out a bit tighter, probably way tighter, and don't need to get on this curb at all. So just straight line it a little bit more. Okay, so here feels like maybe, well, yeah. What I do here, I go on brakes probably around the middle, maybe even a bit earlier than the middle between these two markers. And then my goal here is actually to clip this curb quite a lot. So brake a bit earlier, turn in a bit more, clip this curb, and then get around here. So probably the shorter line, but also the line that will allow you to go through it a bit faster. Because here, now the car is not really turning in, and here you probably would want already be starting to get on the throttle. The curb allows it a bit better than this line around it. And here I think you could be braking a bit earlier. So again, this start-finish line quite long, so the exit is very important. So brake a bit earlier, and probably want to get car turned in enough already so you can get on throttle a bit before the curb, probably around this moment. Probably don't want to get fully, but already starting to get on the throttle. And yeah, and here I see you turning off the curb as well. Well, yeah, so that means that you can get on the throttle a bit earlier, because here you're not using the curb fully. Here you can use it quite a lot to get your right tires even here, and it will be fine. I'll just show you a quick example how I'm doing it with Lamba. Let's see last lap actually, if I did it fine. Starting on the throttle a bit earlier. Well, doesn't look too different actually. Yeah, but on the throttle already here. Full throttle now. And yeah, quite wide here. And yeah, then I'm getting off the curb. Let's see actually yours one more time. Yeah, I could be using a little bit more. Here, I think looking at this, seems you understeer just a little bit, and if you brake here a bit earlier, then you can have a better exit. Let's see. Let's see how much time that is actually costing you. Okay, this was not a bad lap from me. Analyze, right? Lap 15. Okay, turn 1. Yeah, minimum speed. Could be could be better. And yeah, as I said, I'm turning it a bit more later, so that my turning in doesn't have to be as tight. Turn radius, and this allows for more speed, more minimum speed here in the corner. Braking seems okay. It's just the line. You can see I'm a bit wider here on the braking, but yeah, that's tricky. Very easy to get an off track there, but yeah, try to maybe get the car wider there as well. But more importantly, turn in a bit later, so you can turn in with a bit more speed. And here, well, both, right? Turn in a bit later and then use more track. So that curb. Not exactly in this exact lap. Not exactly sure how we did it, if I jumped over it or not, because it's did only few laps, so it didn't get too consistent with it. But at least got on that curb for sure, it seems, from the line. Okay, here I'm trying to, I think, well, I'm not sure. Seeing these differences in line, I think I'm straight lining it more, but I'm not really sure if that actually matters. I think that's fine. And yeah, here again, using a bit more. Oh, okay, let's move this one, because it's quite important as well. Again, right? But yeah, the line. I'm braking a bit earlier, and yeah, at this point, where I'm already, yeah. So as I said, just a bit earlier on the brakes, and yeah, try to get on throttle like as early as possible. And well, it will be the main issue here is probably this minimum speed and the point at which you reach it, right? Because not only losing time here, but also in the following straight, and also the line as well. You know, coming in with a lot of speed, taking this longer line with the slower speed, so losing a lot of time here. Yeah, the main thing probably a bit earlier with like less speed, but then get the car turned in more easily and on the throttle a bit earlier. And yeah, here it seems that I've also used that curb on the exit, I think, because at this point started moving away from it, I think. But yeah, you might have clipped it here, and I might have like clipped it a bit later just because of the exit. Trail braking is quite fine. This is not ideal, but yeah, like this is a good indication. Like if you're still braking that much at the end of the corner, at the exit of the corner almost, this is a good indication that you need to brake a bit earlier. Let's see what's next. Okay, so I'm actually braking way more than I thought. With Lambo just now, I probably had similar braking to yours. With Porsche, so it's not ideal. Disclaimer, doing a lot of cars that are different, and also even training with a Formula 4 car, my inputs are all out of whack. So you can ignore it. They're still losing quite a lot in the braking zone, so I'm braking later. I think if I would have more practice, I wouldn't do it this extreme, but probably you can brake a bit more and a bit later. So here, let's see. I get to the minimum speed a bit earlier. So, I'm wondering how I did it with Lambo now. I wasn't expecting such a big difference. Okay, let's come back to this actually. To the braking part, I want you to compare it to my other lap. Because my inputs with trying so many cars not consistent at all. Okay, and here it seems that I'm using a bit more braking, a bit more the steering angle. So yeah, here slowing the car down on that curb, probably go over the 90, so even turning even a bit more the wheel. Yeah, and the car turns. Let's see. Yeah, and I'm able to get on the throttle a bit earlier. Oh, interesting. Okay, let's try. Yeah, let's try to come back to the braking part a bit later. Okay, here I went a bit wider. Yeah, this point, you see? You're still, well, you're trying to get on throttle, and yeah, that's basically because you lost a bit too much speed. So you actually did not lose that speed. Your speed is similar to mine. My line is a bit wider. But actually what I'm doing, I'm still dropping the speed. Just keeping just a bit on the brakes, because I know that the point where I'm not where I want to be accelerating and still making the exit curve here, not going off track, I still haven't reached it. So yeah, probably a bit more practice. You could I don't have like specific markers for where I'm going on throttle, but I'm 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 feeling it basically. But that feeling is just coming out of practice and failing probably several times before. But yeah, try to avoid this pattern where you get on throttle and then you need to come back down because you see that, oh, you're going wide and the car is not turning. A bit more precise. Off the brakes, car is turned in as much as you wanted, and then on throttle. Here on throttle, it seems I had a little moment where I had to catch the car. It's not a big deal. Okay, this is Yeah, as I said, I'm cutting the curb. Basically, that is that's a good marker as well for the like general place where you want to be in that corner. If I see that I'm making that curb, the car is turning enough, it's great. I can already start getting on the throttle before, and here it seems that I'm getting on the throttle a bit more decisively when you do. And here the line is actually shorter as well. Here I see that you're using a bit more steering angle than I do. I'd say probably, yeah, try to get the car turned in more on the curb. Turn the more earlier, aim it on the curb, and then you will not need to use this much steering angle mid corner. Yeah, here seems on that curb, it seems to be matching where I am. But as I said, I'm following the curb and going way tighter here. Not going on that curb at all. Yeah, then here I'm just staying on the left side of the track. Again, here, let's see braking. Yeah, I'm braking actually a bit later. Okay. But a bit more. Yeah, so slowing car a bit more. About evens out. But I get the car turned in a bit more. So here I even probably had a bit. Okay. So this lap I actually went wider. So yeah, I remember this moment. Yeah. Couldn't get the car turned in. Here it wasn't the perfect corner. So comparing my wide line attempt and your wide line, it's actually not too big of a difference. But yeah, I think for you and me, the goal here would be to try to get the car turned in a bit more, a bit earlier. So maybe, I should have been a bit earlier on the brakes. I think, yeah, that's probably the problem. And yeah, try to clip that curb. So, it's difficult to get 100% on the throttle here, and this might have been just fine. But at least, yeah, try to avoid moments like I did here, where on the throttle and then back down. But here it seems that I probably was catching the car as well. Was a bit sketchy. So yeah, this part, maybe I'll actually come back to it on the when I will be comparing on a different lap. Yeah, and here as I said, in the last corner, a bit earlier on the brakes, so you can have a better exit. The line, yeah, a bit earlier. Here at this point, it seemed that you were like understeering, and I'm getting the car turned in and then on the throttle quite early at this point, right? So quite early on the throttle. Okay, actually, let's go. Let's go and find another lap. Let's see if I had, because those two corners. Overview. Me, where's me? No, don't want to work. Okay. This lap was decent, but I think only the first corner was terrible. Okay, let's see. I think in this part. Okay, so still with Porsche it seems that yeah, I'm braking a bit more than I did with Lambo here just now. So yeah, even in this downhill, it seems that it's fine. A lot of time to be gained here. Even it shows ABS is triggering. Not exactly sure how it would be in the longer race. I think it should be fine. We can trigger the ABS a little bit. But yeah, quite a lot of time here gained just in the pretty much not only in the braking zone, but big part of this 2.5 tenths is just in the braking zone. So I'd say here you could try braking a bit later, and well, a bit more harder. Shifting. Uh-huh. I think it's fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This lap, I got it. But okay, so I'm dropping a bit more speed when you do here on the entry, but then a bit earlier on the throttle, gaining probably that speed back and probably more. Let's check. Yeah, that's right. And here probably same thing. Yeah, a bit earlier on the brakes, earlier on the throttle. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, earlier on this, but later on this. Earlier in turn 3, later on turn 4. That's probably it. Maybe any more specific questions?
No, not really. Quite a lot to take in. Need to work on the braking and the trail braking probably, and the lines, and well, pretty much everything. So
Yeah, more
yeah,
practice
just need to
basically.
work on it.
But
Yeah.
you're doing quite okay, I'd say.
Thanks. So have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Thanks. I'll be right back. Labas, neblogai. Kaip tau? Nu dabar tai nieko. Laukiu, kol bus ready. Padedu su linijom žmonėm ir inputais biški. Edgar is still not using Garage 61? Which lap? I can still take a look. Already did actually, but yeah. Second or sixth? Oh wow, Jack, what a lap. Now it's too late, Edgar's. I think, yeah, it will be too late. You need to have it running while doing the laps. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so here what I see is that you should be using at least a bit more of the track. Get these tires off the curb because it unsettles the car a little bit. I'd say my advice would be get on the curb earlier, get right tires, left tires here. Around here is safe. You can get very close to this, and when at some point it's off track, but at least get them here. Keep left tires on this part of the curb. It's slower, so it does not unsettle the car as much. And here, let's see. Let's quickly take a look at my... If Lambo, it's a similar mid-engine car. So yeah, I'm way more on the left, right? And I'm thinking probably using a bit less steering as well. Okay, let's get back to your lap. So way more to the left. Turning in point is probably alright. But here, the amount of turning that you're doing here is too much. And when exiting here, too slow. So with Audi, I think third gear is about right, but you need to get it like Right. Probably, yeah. So yeah, these things add up. You need to be a little bit wider. Turning in, probably a bit later, just a bit. Well, or from wider, yeah, that just might be it. But here you want to get probably carry a bit more speed, so it fits the third gear a little bit more, and get on the throttle a little bit earlier as well. Because if you're not doing that, you're probably better off just doing it in second gear. And here, you know, with the correct line, with more speed earlier on the throttle, what you would need to do is get a bit wider here. You are getting on this curb. You probably probably don't want to cut as much here. So without the in the third gear, again turning in a bit later, don't hit this. That settles car a bit too much. And then yeah, here on the exit, bouncing too much. Difficult without telemetry. I did the laps with Audi on Monday, so can't remember exactly. Here again, get like straddle this curb, get left tires on this part. You don't need to get as close as possible, but it would help even more. But important part, get left tires off this part of the curb. Not sure about the drain, probably off the drain as well. You will be wider and the car will be more settled. And then breaking the straight line. Here it seems that you're in relation to the curb, you're moving off it a little bit. Breaking the straight line. Exit here, I think it's quite okay from what I've seen. But with the wider line, it could be better. Right, not too bad. Same thing here. Left tires on this green part. Yeah, here I'd say, well, wider line, yes, but also brake a bit earlier here. So at this point you're carrying less speed and you can clip this curb more. So you clip it just this, but you probably want even to get your right tires at least on the top of this red and white curb. Because at this point you need to slow down the car too much at this point, where you already should be on the accelerator. Yeah, here, not bad. You can get up to this point, but it's not too bad compared to others. And here, I think you are turning in a bit too late. Yeah, probably could be on the brakes a bit earlier as well. And aim more to the left. Here you want to take this corner as tight as possible. But other than that, it seems that you're carrying okay speed through it. And exiting not too bad as well. Here, maybe understeering a bit too much. At this point the car is turning okay, but here you turn steering a bit too much, and the car is not turning anymore. I'd say at this part of the corner, don't try to turn the car with the wheel. Turn it with the brakes. So actually, if you feel that the car is turning okay here, keep everything as is. But if you feel that the car starts understeering, then a bit more on the brakes. So there's a lot of more, not a lot, but more weight on the fronts, and they grip a bit better. Here you could go a bit wider, and wider here means two things. You could go earlier on the throttle here. Yeah. You can go here. As close as the gravel. Don't touch the gravel and you will be fine. Yeah, could go earlier on the throttle here, and also still stay here on the right. You will have better preparation for this corner. Again, want to clip this curb. Will help with the turn in. Yeah, don't try to go around it, clip it. So here I'd say probably a bit earlier on the brakes. I brake around this green part. Brake, downshift, turn, clip this curb. Well, this curb actually like hooks the car in and rotates the car without unsettling it too much. You can get on the throttle quite early around this point, and with the car, if you brake a bit earlier, also wider helps too. Turn the car a bit more at this point, and when you're aiming for the curb, and you can get on the throttle earlier and more. This is fine. Again, you can use more track. Left tires on this green part, at least. Seems not too bad. Here, earlier on the brakes. Don't have exact marker. I know when I miss my braking point, when I'm at this point and I'm still can't accelerate. Here, you want to be already on the accelerator. Not fully probably, but already quite a lot, 50% probably at least, testing the waters and trying to get higher. And probably here, after this compression point, or on this compression point, you can go closer to 100. And not too bad on the exit here, I think. Yeah. Fine. Very nicely abused track limits. So here I'm actually doing laps with race setup. And if you do laps with race setup here, you will find in my Discord the laps that I did as well with Audi. Yeah. So then you can actually compare the telemetry. Not the telemetry, the inputs. But inputs will really help understand more. Cool. Yeah, I always do laps with race setups in these sessions. Yeah, you will need to join the team. I sent you an invite. Invite link. When you should have access. Very interested actually to see Jack's lap. Oh, holy shit. Maybe like the app stopped, the agent, or the laps are just not coming in. Because you know maybe just delay. I hope. Mm-hmm. Lap 18 you pitted. That's too bad. I was very interested to see that lap. Can still take a look at replay at least. Nice. Nice. Could be a bit more to the left. A bit more, but it's okay. Let's see. I'm earlier here on the brakes, and I'm trying to be a little bit more tighter around the apex. Yeah, I'd say a bit earlier on the brakes, just before 100, around here. And then want to turn in a bit more tighter around. So you could be on the exit a bit later. Oh, on the throttle a bit earlier. Come on. Brain isn't working. Yeah, but being wider here would help. Be here, and it will be fine. It will still be off track. Is around here. You can be here, still quite safe, and remain straight in the braking. Here you brake, and it seems that you drift, starting to drift a bit. Remain straight, so that at this point where you will be turning in, you're still on this wide entry point. It will be easier to get the car turned in. You can be a little bit closer. No. Let's see. 50, okay. Actually, I'm not sure what happened, but I'm quite okay. I had two incidents in the 16 laps. So I'm not sure what's the problem here. So where are you struggling, in V zones? In these braking zones? Because I don't know, I found quite okay sweet spot where I'm still using a lot of the track. Let's see here, I go, well here yeah, a bit more. And here you see, I'm way tighter. Not touching the curb, but quite near it. Well, pretty much as close as possible. So yeah, here I'd say this is okay. This is fine. And when this is fine, with Lambo that curve is easy. Yeah, but here a bit more on the middle. And stay. Somehow in these braking zones it's easy to get the car like drifting to one or the other side. Try to keep the car straight. Yeah, but also a bit earlier on the brakes. Yeah, I'd say try it, because here you want to be closer. You want to be here, not here, but here. Here also can be wider. And stay straight. Nice curb usage. Not too bad. Really not too bad. This is very nice. Here. getting a bit out of shape. What's happening here? Let's see where you brake. Maybe a bit earlier on the brakes actually. Too bad can't. Yeah. Ah, okay. Ah, I remember how. Well, you don't have perfect control of the brakes, so yeah, it can be. This corner probably difficult. Because this corner requires quite precise braking. Here my braking is probably 50%, not more, and for a short moment. And I'm doing it actually while being straight. So probably... I quite like where you're aiming the car, but... So maybe that's not too bad. Yeah, but you're... Yeah, too heavy on the brakes, that's what you said, and that's exactly what's happening here. So yeah, try to be a bit more lighter. So that this drift to the left really makes things way more difficult in this corner, because your trajectory that you were going was fine, was great, turning in at just right amount, and when because of the braking, the car drifts too much to the right, to the left. Yeah, here you would ideally want this consistent turning radius, almost, and probably matching the curb, matching the corner, and staying closer to the curb, and then a bit earlier on the throttle. Here you can probably abuse a bit more. Yeah. Well, so here you see that's not an off track, right? So it means you can continue straight here. Continue straight. Here you will have a better entry for the corner. Here I think I'd say shift a bit earlier. Way earlier. At this point you get on the brakes and try to shift. Will help with the turning in a bit more, and you could use that, I think. Yeah. You want to get a bit more, at least on top of the red and white curb here. Clipping this is great, it's fine. Even on this, on these tiles. This is fine. This is fine. Don't go wide here. You don't need to go wide here. It's just you just extend your line, extends the distance that you need to travel. Turn. You're turning fine. Keep turning. Just keep turning. Don't go. You don't need to use this at all. Just go from this point more tighter. You get close to that curb at the end, but you don't need to get on. So here, fine. Okay, fine. I don't go to 5th here with my setup, I don't think so. Maybe I do, I don't remember actually. But I'd say shift a bit earlier. You're still in 5th here, right? You want to be turning in 4th gear. With more RPMs it will be easier. Where are you braking? I'd say a bit earlier, a bit lighter on the brakes, if possible. And recommend cutting with curb as well. Will help a bit with turn in, you can get on throttle a bit earlier. Not too bad. I like quite early on the brakes here. Hit the apex. I'm not sure if it's just a replay bug or some hesitation on the throttle, but yeah, at this point try to be full throttle. You might just be. Yeah, you can be wider here. We are on the exit, so I'm thinking. Now you can be as wide as long as seemingly as long as these right tires are on this part, it's fine. So maybe at this point you're actually oh wow, so close to off track here. Yeah, understeering a bit here, but yeah, cutting this curb should help here. And here you might just not be carrying enough speed because then it seems that you're not carrying enough speed here. I'm getting on the throttle quite early. Great. Maybe could be even getting on throttle even earlier. Because not using the full track here, right? So you just could push the car a little bit more with getting on the throttle a bit earlier. I still want to just quickly, so realizing that this is not the lap, but still want to hop and see your inputs real quick. Come on, practice. Let's take my best lap. That's not what I wanted to do. Create new. Let's find you now. Not yet. 4 tenths slower when you're best lap. Turn 1, you see? I'm brake earlier. Well, yeah, I'm not sure if that's the lap. That's quite early lap, right? Yeah. But yeah, brake earlier and get better exit. Turn 2. Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Yeah, if you can, yeah, try not braking as much. T1, and the last two. Okay. Yeah, but this one, right? We saw the same problem in the replay. So here, a bit wider. Ideally, try to stay on the brakes less than 100%, and tighter here around the apex. Wait, we're actually faster here. Okay, gaining a lot on the brakes. Which lap is it for you? 7 something. Okay, so here you're probably carrying less fuel as well, right? It's the towards the end of the stint, right? So yeah, car is stopping a bit better, but yeah, still tighter line here. But yeah, I think yeah, I'd say the best advice is my best advice for you is start to trying to focus on the braking, not going 100%, and when trying to trail brake a bit better. Okay, here, a bit wider. Yeah, you can use more track here, as we saw on the replay. Braking here is not too bad, almost matching, and with more braking is not too bad as well. But here, I'm getting the car turned in a bit better just because I'm coming from way wider, right? Using more track. And on the exit as well, going a bit wider. So with more speed. Not too bad. Very nice. Very nice amount of braking, I'd say, considering. But yeah, I'm braking a bit earlier. Less speed than the first part. More speed throughout the corner on the exit as well. Nice. Braking a bit later, even less, I'd say. Matching the line quite nice in this corner specific. Yeah, but here I'm a bit earlier on the throttle. Just because I'm a bit earlier on the brakes, probably getting the car turned in just a bit more easily. You can see I'm a bit tighter here. I'm a bit wider here. Okay, I'm a bit wider here. Yeah. So I'm taking a bit wider line, turning in from a bit wider, still aiming on that curb. And I see that I will make it. I get on the throttle a bit earlier. Yeah, here. Don't need to go as wide. No need to clip that curb at all. Here you can see you could be using more track. Brake a bit later, a bit more. Here slow down. way more, right? Well, yeah, but okay, actually, let's look at this. So here, me too, man. You know, me too. But it seems actually similar. Here you went quite wide. You went quite wide, and because of that, can get on the throttle, losing a lot of speed here. So I'd say, yeah, a bit earlier on the brakes. Get the car slow down. Get the car turning in. If you can get wider, it helps. And yeah, clip that curb. Get the car turned in. Start getting on the throttle quite early. A lot of quite a big gap here that you could at least start to close. And here, yeah, remain straight on the track limit. I brake. Your braking is nice, actually. The form is nice here. And are you coming into a bit too fast? Might be. Well, then you are a bit too tight, right? So if you can get a bit wider, that helps. A bit wider, a bit earlier on the brakes, a bit less speed, and it adds up. You know, you can get on the throttle way earlier. And when the straight ahead is quite long, it matters. It adds up. Yeah, too bad about the issue with Garage 61. Garage 61. I think they're gone. I think the laps are gone. From my experience with Garage 61. Yeah, I also had the issues like that. Let's see a trial slap. Let's look at the latest. Just okay, hey Joel. Okay, here I noticed already took a look at some of your laps. We talked a lot about slowing the car down, turning it in, and when getting on throttle, but you're like taking it too extreme. Here it seems braking in straight line, when turning, when on throttle. So you actually need to start kind of combining them. So you need next step to shave another second is basically combining braking and turning in, so that at this point you carry a bit more speed through the corner. It seems that your like here, your line where you're placing the car is very nice. Where you brake is very nice. How you get the car slow down is nice. But you need to start turning a bit earlier with a bit more speed. Because now you're turning too late with not enough speed. Well, basically maybe just turning too late actually. So turn in a bit earlier. Around now. So it's, you know, instead of just continuing to brake straight, you start to turn in and start to release the brakes slowly. Basically, your lines are too square, too angled. When the line could be more like, you know, more round. I think let's leave that for telemetry actually. Yeah, but here, yeah. So you know, line consists of using the whole track on the entry, on the braking, you know, zone, and the exit. So your entry was perfect, and then the middle part is now where you are having a lot of issues, and then the exit then is not even worth looking at. Again, not too bad. This is quite okay actually. For this corner it works quite well, because here you need to get the car slowed down, to get the car very slow, and then turn in, and then careful, very careful on the throttle. So here, yeah, here I'm not sure with I haven't driven BMW here, but with all other cars I'm not touching this curb but trying to get as close as possible. So here probably you could be turning it a bit later. Let's see actually let's see where you brake. Nice. The car is stopping nice. I'd say here, interesting. Here you might then try to brake a bit later, because again, this part is nice. The car is stopping okay, but then at this point you turn in with the car stopped to the speed that it seems okay, and you hit the curb. So to not hit the curb, you could be braking same but a bit later, turn in the same, you will be just a bit wider. And then on the exit, yeah, we're not hitting that curb because we want to get as soon as possible on the throttle. With all the cars that I've driven, it's not possible just to go fully, but it's very difficult when you hit that curb, so that's why we want to avoid that, because yeah, that's what will happen. So here, stopping okay. Probably want to start to turn a bit earlier. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. So you're too early here on the brakes, it seems. Yeah, probably start to getting here, but you want to probably start getting on the brakes around here. And here you actually want to clip this curb Here you go around it. I actually want to see the telemetry. I think I'll be able to point out better what's going wrong. Understeering here. Yeah, probably here a bit earlier on the brakes and earlier turn in. With most of the cars, but not all, you can well try hitting this curb just to get a straighter line through the corner, not going around the curb. It will help. It will grip the car, and you know, you will not have these issues of oversteering, because yeah, it's very easy to do that. Here, okay, fine, but you want to get on the throttle around this point. And can use more track. Trying to turn car too more here, too much. But yeah, you can get your right tires even here. So more than half the car on the left you can be. Let's see at telemetry. What car I should compare to? Porsche might just be closer than Audi or Lambo actually. Oh, I also did Ferrari. Ferrari will be closer. Let's see. Right. Let's find Ferrari. Let's find a clean lap in Ferrari because there wasn't many. On Monday I was having a lot of issues with the track limits. Create new and then find new activity. What I do, I find the where I get off track and then ease off a little bit. Which lap? No, oh, okay. I was looking at no. Which lap? 56. 56. Oh, so we're but with an off track. I see. Okay. Okay, let's look at the same lap. Okay, turn 1. Okay, so you see, actually, my recommendation. We go through this lap. Yeah, I will point out what's going wrong there. But open up this comparison yourself. You know, after you try to improve, do it again with your new laps and see where you're still missing. You know, so for example, here, right, you're braking not enough. So you can go, depending on the car, but you can go to at least 80% in these, long braking zones where you need to lose a lot of speed. So that will definitely be your problem in a lot of those corners from what I've seen. Because if you brake this much, this light, you're losing a lot of time in the braking zone. I'm going faster for 100 or so meters that this braking zone is. Let's say, I have no idea actually. well, let's see. For you, well, around, let's say, whatever, doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm breaking more, but for the shorter amount of time. You brake less, but for longer. You lose a lot of speed here already, and then yeah, start to brake later. Is stronger, but and you know the gap starts to thin out to close. But yeah, it still doesn't close. But yeah, because I then you know try to take the corner with more speed. And as I said, right, compare your line and my line. You go straight, and then turn the car, and then on throttle. I'm trying to do. I'm starting to turn the first part at least, right, while I'm still braking a little bit. And you know the line itself is well more round. Here yours are is like the angle is too big. I'm trying to straighten out the corner as much as possible. So you know the straighter the line, it's not straight, right? But the straighter, the less, the smaller the angle of the line, the more speed you can carry through it. So yeah, two main issues here. The first one is braking. Try to brake harder and later. And the line, turn in earlier while still having more speed. If at this point you're turning in, you see that you have too much speed, then get back on the brakes a little bit more. That's basically what trail braking is. You know, matching the speed correctly to the corner that's upcoming, based on how the car is feeling. You start to turn in, still braking. You see that the car is you see that you're missing the apex on the brakes a bit more. That's basically what I'm doing here. You see these modulations here already going down, but then at this point I see that no, I will not be making the apex if I will go down, you know, if I stop braking. So I still continue, you know, straighten it out, and then at this point I see okay, now I got it, and I release it and go on throttle. You know, that's the trail braking, the modulation, controlling the car mid-corner. Okay, so turn 3, right? Again, later but harder. Again, a lot of speed in the braking zone. Basically, yeah, try to match the braking point and brake hard. Yeah, a lot of speed, a lot of time, but you're missing here. This part doesn't really matter. This part doesn't even really matter. At this part, you're going so slow in this part, and you're going slower. You're you are how to say that? You spend a lot of time in the braking zone and with less speed, so that loses you a lot of time. 3/10 in one braking zone, just in the braking zone. I think you fix the braking zones, you know, You brake hard, and at the right point, you will gain. It will be probably like 1.5 or 2 seconds. Yeah, so I'd say that's the priority number 1 for you. Then we can look at even at the trail braking, the mid corner speed, the exit. Then we can look at those. But now the first thing is the brake harder. Yeah, here as we saw, could be turning in a bit earlier, clipping that curb a little bit. Yep. You do that, and then you will match that easily, I think. Here, it's not bad. It's not bad. Also a bit earlier, but not too bad. Yeah, in this whole corner, only a tenth, only a tenth down. So really not too bad. Right. I like your braking here. Here I like your braking. So in the slower zones, but see, what's happening here, right? You're using too much steering angle. So here, I'd say in these situations, unless you got something very wrong, but if you start on the throttle and the car is not turning as much, don't try to fix it with more steering. Just release the brakes or release the throttle with maintaining, maybe turning just a bit more, just a bit, tiny bit more, but don't go, this will probably be like 90%. This is 100 degrees, so like this. Yeah, if the car understeering, either release the throttle or use a bit more brake, depending on which part of the corner. If it's under braking or on throttle, but yeah, don't try to fix understeer with more steering. So this, like, it happens for me too. I came in with too much speed, I did not drop enough. I see that, yeah, maybe the car is already turned as much as I want, but when I get on throttle and I see, oh, okay, I was too fast, and then now I will not be making the corner. So this is just a correction to a mistake, but it happens. Like, corrections to mistakes happen every lap for me. No perfect laps. Where my inputs are somehow completely perfect. So it's fine. It just you need to recognize this, and you need to know what to do. But next lap you need to do something different to avoid this. So yeah, and it seems that you recognize that this is the issue. This is an issue, so it's okay, it's fine. Okay, here. Okay, braking earlier, right? I brake. So the half the issue is already that I'm coming in with more speed. And then the another half is that you brake a bit earlier here. So the gap here is quite wide. Want to close that gap? you know, partly by fixing this, not understeering through this corner, getting a good exit, and then depending of how much speed, but yeah, you probably still want to be braking a bit later here. But yeah, you can see I'm a bit wider here, so that helps. That helps carry more speed, you know. The line is more straight, less angled. And yeah, here you see how much steering you need to use and how much steering I need to use. It's because basically I'm turning the car more with the brakes than you do. And also here, because you're going slower, you start to get on throttle earlier, and it doesn't help with the turning. At this point, you still want to get the car turning in. Yeah. Here, yeah, here. Right. So I'd say next thing after, yeah, next priority after those heavy braking zones, I'd say the exits for you. Try to find the points where you can accelerate, where you don't need, you know, to make this big of the correction. So I'd say that's priority number 2, because here, when you see in the upcoming straight that is very long, you're losing a lot of time. Yeah, another, you know, 3/10 just in a straight, probably more. Okay, here again, those one of those points where I'm braking later and more uh, later, but more harder, more on the brakes, just using more brakes. Yeah, and here you can, we saw that you were understeering right here, and it's because I'm not understeering because I'm losing a bit more speed. You're trying to go too fast into this corner. Here, slow down a bit more, and cut the curb, take the tighter line. It will help with the turn in. Don't use here as much steering, but you will not need to use as much steering when you will be coming in with less speed. And yeah, go with a tighter line. Yeah, here you can see I'm on throttle way, not way, but earlier, but way more. And here again, I'm braking just a bit later. This can be just fine as well. But yeah, I think it's not, this is not too bad. Here you're just not getting enough speed, so you're braking about right. But if you fix this, if you fix this part and you will come here with more speed, then you will need to brake a bit more here as well. Yeah, but here on the exit, let's see what's, again, one of those exits that you definitely want to take a look at. Here, yeah. So I'm losing a bit more speed. I'm keeping the brake for longer, and then I'm able to get earlier on the throttle. And when, you know, again, on the straight, I'm, you know, gaining a lot of time. So yeah, I'd say try to work on the braking, specifically in those parts where you see that you're braking less. Try to replicate the inputs basically in those braking zones. And when on the exits, try to get a bit more decisive. Make sure that when you're starting, getting on the throttle when you can get on the throttle. Also, check these points where I'm earlier on the throttle than you. Here, you're on the throttle, your shape is not too bad. Definitely not too bad, not the worst thing. But I'm earlier here, and this it costs you a lot in the straights. So check what's happening here. And here, what's happening is that you're getting a bit too much speed. Yeah, but wheel is basically because you turn, but the car is not turning. Don't try to fix those situations with more turning. Try to get the car turned in with brakes. Yeah, use brakes. Use trail braking. Trail brake a bit longer. Yeah, you start turning in and you see that the car is not turning. Don't try to turn more. A bit more on the brakes instead. The turning change it by small amounts. Just tick tick tick. But don't try this. Well, I think that's it. Some homework, and do let me know. If you have any issues or questions. Yeah, you can write in Discord for sure. If you do another lap, that's better, and you want to you want me to take another look, I surely can do that as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Good list, good list. Can definitely do those things and improve on those things for sure. Yeah, as I said, any issues, let me know in Discord. I think that will be it from me for today. Yeah, I would definitely recommend doing some practice to get competitive times and when getting into the race. So yeah, good mindset. Okay. I think I'll be going Thanks everyone for joining. And see everyone later. Have a good night.